Now, of the 3 coconuts, we're going to start with how to open the young Thai coconut first. Now, be sure when you buy this that there is no soft or brown spots, and be sure that it's not wet inside the plastic, because that means that it's leaking, and any one of those means that it's going bad. Now, what you want to do to start with is take the plastic just off the top of this, because as talked about in part 1, unfortunately these are often dipped in formaldehyde or other chemicals, and you want to avoid touching that with your hands and then getting it all over you. Now, the easiest way to open this is to buy this tool online, and I'm going to have a link in the blog associated with this video on where to get it. It has a very sharp edge here, and you just put this on the top part, which is the pointy part, not the bottom that's flat. You put that on the top part, and you just take the hammer that they give you with this and just hammer the top. And then you just pull it back until you see the top come out. Now you can take the coconut water out, and they even give you this really cool tool to take the meat out with it. Now, if you don't have one of these tools, you could still easily get this open. It works best with a really big sharp knife that has this part so that you could cut around the sides. Now, same as the last, cut the plastic just off the top. Now, you're going to want to hold the coconut with at least a towel, but better yet gloves, so that you're protecting your hands from this sharp knife slipping off when it gets down to the nut part. And essentially what you're going to do is peel back the soft part of the coconut until you get down to the hard part, which is called the nut. Hold the knife so that you can cut it without slipping, because this is going to get wet. You're going to see 3 veins on there, separating it into 3 sort of triangles. You're going to pick the largest part, or the largest triangle, and use the back of the knife to cut into that. Then once you have the back part of the knife in there, what you're going to do is turn it and bend it back, and what it'll do is give you a perfect circular open. Just pull back the top. Now you can pour out the water, and inside is the meat. Now, it's very easy to get the meat out of the young coconuts. You can either use the tool or just a simple spoon and cut inside of it. A lot of people confuse coconut water with coconut milk. If you take this meat and put it in a blender, you have a version of coconut milk, as I'm going to show you in part 3. Now, I'm also going to show you another more popular version of the coconut milk. And just so you know, it's a lot more calories, it's a lot more nutrient dense, has healthy fats and protein, but it's a meal as opposed to just a drink. This is very naturally sweet, and everyone I give it to loves it. So check out part 3 and see how to make the coconut milk. So the next one we're going to talk about is known as the mature coconut. Now, with this one, before you buy this, you're going to want to shake it and make sure there's a significant amount of water inside it, because a lot of times these can have no water in them, and you want to avoid those, because what that means is that it's usually broken and that all the water leaked out, and then like any fresh fruit, it can just go bad because air is able to get inside there. The other thing you're going to want to look for when you buy these is that there's no mold anywhere around this coconut, but particularly in the 3 holes on top known as the eyes. Now, in order to open this, you're going to see 2 of the holes are about the same size and another one is bigger. You might associate that with, say, looks like a mouth. And that one, the bigger one, has a very thin skin, and what we're going to do is just take any knife, even a butter knife is very easy to do this with, and just scrape off the top part of that skin. Now, you know you have the right eye when the skin easily comes off, because as you can see here on the other 2 eyes, the skin won't as easily come off. Now, once you get the skin off, you can take any sharp object like a pointy or knife or an ice pick and turn it around in there and then make a hole to the water. And what we're going to do with this is first pour out the water. Now once you've removed all the water, what we're going to do is look at the bottom part of this. And you're going to see that there's 3 veins like the Thai coconut. And we're going to take the space that has the largest area in between the veins, and we're going to trace down to the center of that. And we're going to hit it with any type of hammer, or you could even use the back of a knife if your knife is big enough. And we're going to hit it right in the center there, and it's going to crack it right open in the middle. Now this is another part where you might find mold, so you want to be careful of that. If that happens, just throw this out, so we won't use this one. Then in order to separate the meat from the shell, what we're going to do is warm this up for about 15 to 20 minutes at 350 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 200 Celsius. Once you take it out, use a towel or a glove because it'll be very hot, and let it cool for about 15 minutes. Then if you take a hammer and hit it all around the sides with the hammer or the back part of a knife, the outer shell will crack a little bit, and you'll see that it also is separated from the meat. Then you can use any butter knife to easily separate it from the shell. Then once you have it separated, you can easily use a carrot peeler to just take this brown part off. And in the next video in this series, I'm going to show you exactly how to make coconut chips using this meat. The next one I'm going to open for you is a green style Caribbean coconut. Now these are my favorite as explained in part 1, and when you're in the islands you'll see them use a machete to chop this off, which is very easy to do because this is very soft. But if you don't want to risk losing a limb or something like that, very easy to get inside of these by just using a simple butter knife to pop the cap off of these, just like this. Then once you have the cap off, you can put an ice pick or something sharp down into the center of it and just pour out the juice like we did on the mature coconut. But to make it super easy for you, you can get this tool online, and I'm going to provide a link. And all you need to do is put the tool in, and it's like a corkscrew for coconuts. And then you just spin it around and pull it out, and then you can very easily get to the juice. Now once you pour the water out, it's very easy to cut this open and get the meat out, and I'm going to have a link where you can get these online shipped to you fresh, as well as this tool that's very inexpensive. Now in order to get the meat out of this, all you need to do is cut it in half because it's very soft, and that will be very easy. Put the knife down through the center of it and work your way down. Do the same thing on the other side. There, easily cracks right open. Now depending on how much these have matured is whether or not there'll be meat inside of them. Oftentimes there's very little or none, and sometimes you'll find more. In the next video I'm going to show you 2 types of coconut milk and how to make them very simply and easily, as well as coconut chips. So I hope you try this. Let me know in the comments how it works out for you. And don't forget to subscribe for more health and wellness videos. Good luck.